Good morning students. Today we are going to be discussing about the inside of our heart. The heart, our homeland, is a dynamic planet. Because of that, it is having the unique features in our solar system itself. And also the heart is always undergoing the changes. Sometimes interior of the earth also, sometimes outside of the earth also. Outside of the heart, what are the changes? Definitely everyone we can observe that one. Next point, interior of the heart. Earth is like a onion. How the onions, it is having the different types of layers is there, one after one another. One layer after another layers. Like in the heart, we can see in the heart means here, interior of the heart, we can see the several types of layers. The first layer is the crust, second one is mantle, third one is core. The first one is the crust. Crust means here the uppermost layer. The uppermost layer of the earth's surface is going to be called as the crust. Andre bhumiya melbhaga. And also that the crust, it is having the depth, the crust depth. It is in the inside of the earth up to the 35 kilometers in the continental crust. Continental bhumiya melbhagadalli we can see up to the depth 35 kilometers in the oceanic floor. Oceanic floor means here samudra haladalli, it is having the 5 kilometer depth. And also that the crust, it is made up of, or it is mainly having the some minerals. That one is silica and alumina. These are all the minerals we can found in the crust itself only. Both silica and alumina together we can call as the Sial. Si means Si-A-L. Si means here silica. Al means here alumina. These two are the main minerals we can found in the crust itself only. Crust, it is nothing but the uppermost layer. The next point, just beneath the crust we can see the mantle, which extends up to the depth of 2,900 kilometers. The crust only 35 kilometer depth in the continental crust, and of the oceanic floor only 5 kilometer, but the mantle it is having the 2,900 kilometer depth. The innermost layer, after the mantle we can see the innermost layer, we can see that is nothing but the core. The core is having the radius up to the 3,500 kilometers. In the core, it is mainly made up of nickel and iron. That's why the minerals we can see in the core itself only. Ni means here, Ni means nickel, Fe means ferrous, and He means iron. You can see this type of minerals in the core itself only. The central core has very high temperature and pressure we can see in the central core. Next point, rocks and minerals. The earth crust is made up of various types of rocks. Any natural mass of minerals, matter that makes up the earth crust is called a rocks. Rocks can be different colors, size and texture. Here the earth crust is made up of various types of rock. When we are going to see on the earth surface, we can see several types of rocks. That rocks, it is made up of, it is naturally made up of, it is a natural mass of mineral matter. Anything minerals, that all the minerals together it made the rocks. The rocks also, it is different in color, different in size and different in texture. Next we can see the types of rocks. We can see the three types of rocks we can see here. The first one is igneous rocks, second one is sedimentary rocks, third one is metamorphic rocks. The igneous rocks means here, when the molten magma cools, it becomes solid. Rocks thus form the igneous rocks. When the molten magma it is cooled down and it is converted into the rocks, that rocks is going to be called as the igneous rocks. Igneous rocks itself only, and igneous rocks itself only. Again we can see the two types of rocks is there. The first one is intrusive igneous rocks, second one is expressive igneous rocks. The igneous rocks also called as the primary rocks. Next we should go for the what is the meaning of intrusive igneous rocks? We already discussed that igneous rocks, it is made up of molten magma. When the molten magma it is cooled down, then we are going to get the igneous rocks. We know that the molten magma or the lava it is come out from the some areas. Are you understood now? Some areas they are very famous for the volcanic eruptions. Here, we know that sometimes lava it come to the volcanoes. It will be come outside and it is cooled down and it is converted into the rocks. That rocks is going to be called as the extrusive igneous rocks. It's very good example for extrusive igneous rocks is basalt. The Deccan Plateau it is made up of basalt rocks. Next, intrusive igneous rocks. When the lava or the molten magma it's cooled down inside of the earth only, then it is converted into the rocks. That rocks is going to be called as the intrusive igneous rocks. The best example what we are going to be find nowadays, granite. Next, sedimentary rocks. We know that sometimes the rocks roll down, crack and eat each other and are broken down into small fragments. These smaller particles are called sediments. That all the sediments with the agent of water, then wind, etc. when it is transported and deposited in one places and it is with the help of these loose sediments are compressed and hardened to form a layers of rocks. These types of rocks are called the sedimentary rocks. Here, all the small sediments, the sediments are 8 sediments are present. Because of that, the rocks roll down, crack, hit each other, or something. For various reasons, the different rocks they are going to be cracked out. They are going to be become very smaller size, and it will transport through the wind, water, etc. and it is going to be deposited one side and it is become solidified or hardened through the heat and pressure. For several years, it is converted into the different layers of rocks. These rocks is going to be called as the sedimentary rocks. For the sedimentary rocks, best example is sandstone. Next, in the sandstone we can see it contains these rocks may also contain fossils of plants, animals and other microorganisms that once lived on them. Andre different layers are it also contains the sedimentary rocks also contain these type of things. Next, igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks can change into metamorphic rocks under great heat and pressure. Sedimentary rocks as well as igneous rocks, they can change under the great heat and pressure. Then it is converted into the metamorphic rocks. For example, clay changes into slate, limestone into marble. Next, we know that rocks are very useful. Because of that, we can use the rocks here. Nowadays, without rocks, there is no construction. Definitely, there is no construction work we can see nowadays. And also, so much of very famous, leave that one. And also that, the help of stones in our childhood, everyone, especially in India, they are using the stones, they can play the several games. And also next, we should go for the rock cycle. What is the meaning of rock cycle? See here. You will be surprised to know that one type of rock changes to another type, another certain conditions in a cyclic manner. This process of transformation of the rock from one to another is known as the rock cycle. Rock cycle means here the changes, the rocks they are going to be changes one to another with the transformation that is going to be called as the rock cycle. The first we should be go for the how the rock cycle it will be happen. The first thing we should be keep in your mind. The first rocks, that is primary rocks, igneous rock, how it is formed with the help of lava or molten magma. When it is cooled down, then we are going to be see the igneous rocks. The first one, the igneous rocks, it is made up of molten magma. After that igneous rocks, this is the several reasons, the erosion, the hit each other, there will be crack or something, that is the igneous rock. It will be erosion and it will be deposit one side, and it is made of the sedimentary rocks. That sedimentary rocks, once again, the sedimentary rocks and the igneous rocks both are changed under the great heat and pressure. They can convert into the metamorphic rocks. Clay into slate, limestone into marble. We already know that. That again, that metamorphic rocks under the great heat and pressure, it is converted into the molten magma. It is melt down. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ heat and pressure ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ metamorphic rocks ಮತ್ತೆ lava ಅಥವಾ molten magma ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Then molten magma and lava, when it is cooled down again, it is converted into the igneous rock. This is the rock cycle we can see here. Next, rocks are made up of different minerals. We know that minerals are actually occurring substances which have certain physical properties and definite chemical composition. They are having the physical properties and also we can see the definite chemical composition. Rocks ಅಂತ ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ minerals are very important to humankind. Because of that, without minerals, we are not going to be getting this much of what we are going to be rich in the society. Some are used as some minerals, they are going to be used as fuels. Some the fuels which are the minerals we are going to be used means here coal, natural gas, petroleum, etc. They are also used in industries, iron, aluminium, gold, uranium, etc. In medicine, we are using the fertilizers, etc. That all the minerals we are using for our use itself only. This is the end of this chapter. Thank you.